you for riding the Rocky Top Mountain Coaster. Push your handles forward now.
Push your handles and go back. The bears are coming.
Hey adventurers, this is Jerry from AdventurousJeriLynn. Well, we're heading back home. Sweet home, Indiana. Took a little trip to the Smoky Mountains, my daughter and I. It was a nice little vacation for the hubby too, because he got to stay back and have control of that remote control. That's a little inside joke. I have to tell you, driving through Indiana, Ohio, Kentucky, Tennessee, it's changed a lot since I've been all the way deep down in Tennessee. I say that was about 6 years ago. The reason why I say it has changed is because the people on I-75, now, to give a little backstory, I am used to driving cross country. I was stationed in California in my late 80s. I was in the Air Force. So I drove a few times, well, more than a few times, from California to Indiana over my duration of being stationed out there. So riding on the highway, driving on the highway is no hard task for me. But I will have to admit, in my mind, I'm 20 something, but in my body I feel every 56 years old. When I tell you, when I drove through Kentucky and Tennessee on I-75, this is just I-75, I can talk about this, it was unlike anything I've ever had been through. Now at times the speed limit would be 65, 70. Now I would go maybe 5 over, give or take a couple. And, you know, you stay with traffic. You're not going too fast above the pack. You're not getting too behind the pack of cars. Okay, so now here we are. This is crazy. I'm noticing the traffic is going faster and faster. Okay, so at this one stretch it was 70. So I was going 75, 76. I had it on cruise. It was dry conditions. It's like 90, maybe something degrees. It was hot. Late 80s, early 90s degrees. Okay. These cars were passing me so fast. Now, usually it takes a few minutes to work your way through, especially if you have somebody in the fast lane that's speeding, that's not speeding nor passing. They need to pull over and respect that far lane, but they don't. So you have to maneuver around in 4 or 5 lane traffic, what have you. Okay, I get that. So once you get through the pack and you get back where you're supposed to, and then now we're going. Next thing you know, they are passing me not seconds fast. I mean, not minutes, but seconds. And I kept on looking over to my daughter and I said, Ashley, I mean, why is everybody speed? They were literally going 90 plus. I mean, you know, sometimes I like to exaggerate to make my story funny. This is not the case. I have no exaggeration here. I have a witness right next to me, easily going 90 plus. I'm sure some of them vehicles were going 100. And, okay, I have a 2011 Jeep. Okay, Jeep Grand Cherokee. Okay. I was probably one of 4 vehicles that were over 10 years old. Everybody on I-75 in Kentucky and Tennessee had 10 years or newer cars. I'd like to know where all these people are getting this money, because, you know, I want to be on that bandwagon. Everyone had a new vehicle. Now, granted, I'm trying to think of, maybe they rented a car and maybe that's why there's so many cars that are new. Or if there was a hell of a sale in Kentucky and Tennessee, you guys need to advertise your these dealerships down here in Indiana, well, up here in Indiana, because I like to, you know, what do you call it, woo my husband, like, hey baby, they got a hell of a sale down south. But no, I'm happy with my Jeep, all jokes aside. But seriously, I have never seen anything like it. And I mean, it was crazy. We had a great time. But other than that, now the reason why I'm talking about this is there are many distractions on the road. If you are going to multitask driving at these high rate of speeds, 80, 90 plus miles per hour, then you need not to do this text. You know not to eat or drink. You shouldn't multitask. You need to pull over on the side of the road at a rest area. Don't do that on the highway, because by the time you're looking up or taking that bite or eating that French fry or whatever you're doing in distraction, then you could cause an accident in that group of cars that's around you. And it's so easily because between these trucks that are they're towing boats, side-by-sides, SUVs, you know, whatever cargo they have. I mean, they're hauling everything. Travel trailers, cargo trailers, it's endless of what these trucks are hauling. And I'm talking about pickup trucks. I'm not talking about semis. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, I just can't believe this. And it's really, really out of hand. And so all I would like to say is, please, if you're going to be driving these highways today in this speed, please think about your loved ones, your family and friends that you want to report back home all in one piece. You don't want to come back in an ambulance or a hearse, which is a funeral car. Come back in the vehicle that you left with all your parts, all your functioning arms, legs, brain, because it is rough out here on this highway. This is deadly. This is not a time to be holding your phone and all this stuff. I don't want to just, you know, look at me as someone who just did it. That I've seen these distraction which I didn't see that many officers, distraction drivers. This one lady, I was going in from Kentucky into Kentucky into Ohio. She had her left leg up in the driver window. Obviously her foot was on the gas, because I don't think she was on cruise. And because I sit up higher, she was in a car. She is texting in between her legs. And just in the short time that I passed her, she did not once look at that road. Now, we're all for you can see peripheral on your side view. But you ain't going like this. She had her head down the whole time. And this is dangerous. So if you're out here, safe travels to you. Had a great time on vacation. Just think of yourselves when you're traveling. And ladies, if you're solo traveling, make sure that you get to your spot early if you're camping or what have you, so you can set up camp. Or if you're just staying at a truck stop for a couple hours to get some sleep before you go back on, just be careful. Be aware of your surroundings. Have your head on a swivel. I guess it's not just women, men too, because not only do women get taken advantage of, there's people that are not paying attention, and there's somebody out there that has what you have and they don't want to work for it. It's just easier to take. Why do I know this? Because I was in law enforcement for 10 years after I got out of the military. So I know a little something. I've been around basically 3 generations of criminals in that 10 years. And believe me, they have all day to think about you. How can they get over on you? Whether you leave anything outside your camp that can be easily stolen, or if you leave your windows down and you leave your purse, which has everything in it, you're just going to go in there and pay and not thinking, I'm not going to lock my doors. Please don't do that. Lock your doors every time. And if you are getting gas, please have your purse either hidden in the back seat, underneath your seat, so somebody isn't getting over on the passenger side, getting in and grabbing your purse or your laptop or your whatever your thing you may have while you're traveling, while you're sitting here on the other side getting gas, because that is a very popular thing. I've got videos about safety. If you go back in some of my older videos when traveling, you just have to make sure that you are safe at all times, and just do what you got to do. Get your gas, pay, and get out. That's not where I wanted to go with this video, but since that came up, I'm going all the way around the bend to tell you, be safe on these streets, traveling, have fun, don't be distracted, and as always, love you, family. Hit that subscribe button. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Tell anyone and everyone about Adventurous Jerry Lynn. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.